Well, hello, my most amazing artists. Today we're going to be creating something similar to this, inspired by the artist Alma Thomas and her Eclipse painting. She did a whole series of paintings inspired by space and even did a work of art like this that was inspired by a real solar eclipse. Remember, a solar eclipse is when the moon goes in front of the sun. So it looks like this dark area right here and then glowing colors around that. So there's lots of ways you can create something like this. You don't have to use what I'm using. I want you to be able to use whatever you have at home. In this picture, I used crayons, which I'll probably be showing you here in just a moment. You can also use colored pencils. You can use markers. You can even use paper. If you have construction paper or colored paper at home, this one I cut out. This one I tore. So let me show you how to do that real quick because this is something kind of fun. If you want to start with one of these circles, and all you have to do next is, if you have some construction paper or colored paper, is just, you don't even have to use scissors. You can just tear pieces like this into those squares and rectangles of color, like Alma Thomas's work. It looks like those bricks of color. So what I did is I went ahead and I tore some ahead of time, and you can just place them around your circle like this, close together but not touching. Remember, we want to keep those little gaps in between those bricks of color, just like Alma Thomas. Okay, so as you do that, you can change colors. Like I made some yellow here to look like the glowing sun from behind the moon there. So just keep going all the way out until you reach the edge of your paper. So that is definitely an option you can do at home if you've got some colored paper. Otherwise, I will show you how to do this with crayons, markers, or colored pencils. So here's my blank paper. I just had a white piece of paper. And at home, believe it or not, you have more things in the shape of a circle than you probably realize. So grab something that you have, maybe a lid, or I've got a roll of tape here, even a plate, although that's a little big for this project here. So I'm going to take this lid that I have here, and you could put it in the middle of your paper, but if you want to make it a little bit more interesting, you can maybe put it off to the side, maybe towards the corner, maybe a little bit off your paper like that. That'd be interesting. But put it off to the side like that. And I grabbed a few colors to start with. Black, I've got some dark blue and purple for right around the eclipse portion here where the moon's covering the sun. And then, of course, some yellow and orange for that sun glow. All right, hold down your lid or circle. I'm going to trace with black. Do your best to draw around that circle like so. Boom. That's it. Easy peasy. And then you're going to fill that in, because remember, when the moon is in front of the sun, it's dark. It's black. Kind of a blackish. I'm going to use a little bit of purple or blue because it's not going to be a solid, true black, darkest black. So I'm coloring a little messier than I normally would, but I want to make sure that we have time to kind of show you all of the parts of this. And I'm sorry, my camera's shaking a little bit from my wild coloring. Okay, and I'm going to go over this, like I said, with some purple, because it doesn't have to be just a pure black. So maybe some purple, maybe some dark blue. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so you can see it in the one I did before. It kind of has blues and purples in it as well. All right, now around that dark area, I'm going to make, sorry about that, I'm going to start making those little bricks of color, those little squares and rectangles of color. I'm going to start with my darker colors around right around that middle portion there, and then start to get the glow as I pull out from that area. So all you have to do is take your crayon and just make a little splotch, a little brick, a little rectangle of color like that, all the way around. Keep them close together, but also make sure you're leaving a little gap of white, just like what Alma Thomas did. Now these little splotches of color, these little bricks of color, I made kind of skinny, like smaller rectangles like that. You can start out with wider ones with more of a square shape if you want. Completely up to you, but go all the way around your circle there. Get close, 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 but not touching. Okay, if you want to stay with that color, you can, or you can change it. This time I'm going to follow the same direction here, but I'm going to make more squares instead of rectangles. They're a little bit thicker, a little bit chunkier, but same thing. Go all the way around the circle there. They do not have to be perfect squares or rectangles, okay? We're trying to make it look almost like paint, but using our crayons. They're not meant to be perfectly square or rectangular. It's more organic. This is nature. All right, so keep going like that. If you want to do a couple layers of the same color, completely fine. You just got to follow the shape of that circle. Keep going all the way around. I know I didn't completely, but I just kind of want to show you how I'm pulling those colors out. This radial design. All right, I'm going to kind of switch towards my warmer colors here. All the way around. This one's a little bit of an in-between. A little bit thicker there. Okay, so keep going all the way around, and then you can switch it up and move on to your warmer colors. And if you want to use other colors, you can too. You don't have to match mine exactly. You just want to have fun and use whatever colors you'd like, go for it. She used all sorts of colors in her works. Her Eclipse one, she did kind of stick with the warmer colors around the outside, but it's completely up to you. So keep going, keep growing those bricks of color out until you completely fill your paper. It takes a little bit of time, but once you're done, look at this amazing work of art inspired by the solar eclipse. Have fun and rock it out, my friends.